Hey, it's AstroNerdBoy. Okay, so I want to do a character discussion series and kind of to give new players an idea about certain characters in the game, why they're good, and maybe if you're willing to spend a little bit of money in the game, why you would spend money in the game. And then the first character we're going to talk about is Minn-Erva. Unfortunately, Minn-Erva is a character that's probably going to stay behind a paywall in the premium orbs forever, and that's because she's such a game changer, a must-have, almost a must-have in Dark Dimension 2, Dark Dimension 3, and she's just so incredible in all aspects of the game. And we're going to talk about why, and why, if you're willing to spend a little bit of money, it's not worth it. It is worth it's going and spending for her. So her basic here is a bioweapon. Attacks primary target for some moderate damage. Plus apply bleed. Now the bleed is pretty nice to be popping bleeds on everywhere. It's the only damage over time effect in Marvel Strike Force, so at least at present. And then the other thing that this does at level 6 is apply regeneration to the most injured non-summoned ally. Now this is very cool because when she was introduced, Night Nurse was still the main healer, and Night Nurse was always healing up summoned minions, and it sucked horribly. So being able to apply regeneration to the most injured non-summoned ally is really nice. Of course, now if you pair her with Phoenix, she's not going to heal Phoenix because Dark Phoenix is a summoned ally. At least I don't think she will. This is a character that you do not need to take to gear level 7 to use your precious tier 4 mats, T4 mats. And that's because the only thing it does is an additional damage, and she's not a damage dealer, so her shtick is not in actual raw damage here, so no need to waste currency on that. Her next ability, her special, is Genetic Reconstruction. Heal the most injured ally for 3,000 health, plus 15% of this character's max health. So, 3,000, that's not much. 15% of this character's max health, that can be a lot. This is the only place where red stars will help Minn-Erva, is in her max health. That's why she doesn't really need them. But, you're not going to be using this ability that much, and I'll show you why. The other thing it does is generate ability energy to a random KREE ally. And this is why I used Ronin in Dark Dimension 2, because they had some synergies going on there. Revive a dead ally with 40% max health, plus apply 2 death proof. Now, this is what I usually save it for, is that revive mechanic. And that is basically in like arena or in raids why you want to keep Minn-Erva, in addition to doing some healing. But when someone gets killed, she can revive them. Now it does have a 5-turn cooldown, but it starts with already ready to rock right out of the gate, so that helps. You don't need to use your T4 ability mats on this because the upgrade is only plus 2,000 additional healing. That's rubbish. Seriously, rubbish. I don't even know why they even bothered. I mean, that's just like incredibly whacked. There's no reason to do that. Her ultimate is mass phlebotomy, and this is why Minn-Erva is so amazing in Dark Dimension 2 and 3. Steal 15% health from all enemies and redistribute it to all allies. All allies receive an additional 4,000 health. This bypasses heal block. Now, that's actually pretty good. So your team has all got heal blocks. They're going to get at least 4,000 health. That's really cool. That can really help you get over the hump. Always apply regeneration for 2 turns to all allies. Always apply bleed for 2 turns to all enemies. That's really nice. And for KREE allies, apply deflect to all KREE allies. So again, this is why I had Ronin in my Dark Dimension 2 team. Again, they have some synergies, so she helped out. But an additional 1,000 healing to upgrade this that goes past heal block, that's rubbish. I mean, 10,000 health past heal block? Maybe. But another 1,000? Nah. But this is this has an insane cooldown. of 7, but it starts ready to rock right out of the gate, so that is a nice trade-off. So you actually use this on turn 1 if you wanted to, just to get the bleeds out on everyone. And but it's, yeah, this is an amazing ability, and this is why she's so incredible for Dark Dimension 2 and Dark Dimension 3, because they have such insane health pulls that she basically will heal up your entire team to max. KREE Nanotech is her passive. On ally death, fills speed bar by 20%. Now, again, this is another reason to bring in Ronan for Dark Dimension 2. Ronan can summon in a couple of KREE allies, and of course they're going to die fairly quickly. So that's helping her speed up her speed bar just a little bit whenever he summons enemies and they bite it. On enemy death, heal the most injured non-summon ally by 15% of this character's max health. Now this is where it's just when you're killing characters and she's just constantly heal. If that ally is KREE, also apply a random positive effect. Again, another reason why Ronan, I wanted him as part of the team for my Dark Dimension 2. Now, what this doesn't say, and it kind of sucks, if Minn-Erva gets stunned, she stops healing. The disability gets silenced, and it makes no sense to me because there are other characters like Hela, whose special, if they're stunned, they're still using it. Or not their special, but their passive. Their passive still happens. But for Minn-Erva, if she's stunned, her passive is muted. She doesn't do it. So I think it's kind of, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's a bad thing. If a character is stunned, they shouldn't be doing anything, right? I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem when other characters get stunned, but their passives still happen. So that, I have a problem with that inconsistency between characters. So, but that's just something to pay attention to if you're going to get her. Now, she has an okay health pool and stuff. This, damage is not her thing. She can take a few hits. She's not the best. 100 speed, it's okay. She does okay. And then for ISO 8, giving her the healer is the way to go. And right now I've got her at level 3. I could take her to level 4, which would allow her special and her passive to do more healing, and I will eventually, but for right now I'm going to hold off on that. But healer is probably the way to go for the ISO 8 abilities. But let's go into a Dark Dimension 2 fight. If I can find it. There we go. And we'll show Minn-Erva in action. And you can see why she's so freaking awesome. Now, I'm going to take him out. I'm going to put Thanos in. And actually, I think I'm going to put in my original Dark Dimension 2 team. Just for the fun of it. Well, actually, no. I'll leave him in. I'll put in... Now, we'll leave Ultron in. We don't want it to take too long. But I'll put this in. Because Star-Lord feeds her energy. And then Thanos, anytime someone dies, is feeding her energy. So her ultimate can go off faster. And that's, very helpful when you're doing these Dark Dimension fights. Because the more she can spam her ultimate, the more damage she's doing to the team, the enemy. And the more she's keeping your team healed up. And of course, Hela is amazing for this node too, but of course this is about Minn-Erva. So you see they all have an insane amount of health and stuff. I'm gonna go after Hawkeye here. Well, I probably should have gone after him. That was actually probably a mistake. Ooh. This is on cooldown. Well, I'm gonna take a beating from both one or both these guys. So I'm gonna keep going after Hawkeye. Let's see if I get. I don't know if this is gonna help. Probably not. Okay. All right. So they both got on. Actually, didn't do much damage. Actually, kind of surprised. All right. So I'm gonna keep going after him. Let's bring in some minions. All right. Not Minn-Erva's turn yet. Now the sad part is her ultimate is still on the blink. Didn't pay attention to that last time I was doing a node in this. All right, let's steal your taunt. Okay. And let's just whack down on that guy there. So she's kind of, I mean, 100 is not as fast as it could be. Let's put it that way. It's not the greatest speed. So that's one thing. If that's why in a KREE team she's a little bit faster. Okay, so this is the reason I put Thanos in him, and so that she could get her ultimate off faster. Now, obviously, it's gonna these evades are gonna be avoided, but you'll watch. We get bleeds up all over the place. And she just took 15% of everyone's health. So we'll see if we can kill Hawkeye here. No, didn't quite, but we will here. Okay, so now then she just went and she just put out a heal. I didn't see who she put out a heal on. We had going too fast. Okay. Actually, we're gonna get another kill, so I'm gonna go slow. So let's kill him. Okay, so they're all at maximum health, so it really doesn't matter. But she's putting out once it starts swinging around here, she's putting out these regens everywhere as well. But she's also trying to heal. So now the frustrating part is if a character that has the lowest amount of health gets a heal block, she'll continuously try to heal him, even though there's a heal block out. All right, let's spread lead everywhere. I'm gonna go hard after Deadpool now, because he'll heal himself up. Let's knock back his turn meter. All right, let's get the taunt going. All right, let's steal his regen. All right, let's pop him again. Go around. Pop him again. Of course, now that I've got characters at gear 14, these nodes are a lot easier. So Minn-Erva's basic, again, so she's putting out all these extra bleeds, which is really nice. And then, of course, he just kills over. All right, we'll juice up Ultron. Let's get a double tap there. And let's see, do we get, nope, we don't. And don't need to use that, so I'm gonna hold off on it. So see, she just healed him up. That's what I was saying. I could have used, you know, his AoE to help heal him up, but didn't really need to do that. Let's see. I don't want to waste that on him. Let's put another bleed. There we go. All right, let's do this because he'll get a double tap because of the ISO 8. All right. So we're going to get rid of that evade over there. And let's get rid of Loki, I guess. Good grief, seriously? Now I am going to do an AoE here. Yeah, I mean, Minn-Erva will keep healing him, but if you're going through Dark Dimension 2 the first time and you don't have your Thanos really juiced up heavily, you will need to do his AoE from time to time because she won't be able to keep up. Now, again, because you've got Star-Lord and Thanos feeding her energy, every time, and again, with Thanos, it's his passive that you put a T4 on, so that every time an enemy character dies, he's feeding out energy to either himself or to adjacent Cosmic. And she is Cosmic, so that's why you want Thanos in the center here and Minn-Erva to one side. And having Star-Lord here, Star-Lord, you know, he will always feed her energy. So, but this, because you want her to be able to spam her ultimate in Dark Dimension 2 and in Dark Dimension 3. So even though no one needs healing, it doesn't matter because guess what? Everyone's got bleeds. You just took 15% of their health. So, you know, hey, it's all good. All right, Minn-Erva. Oh, Minn-Erva is so amazing. We'll do a video about Minn-Erva. Probably do that. Maybe that'll be the next one in the series. All right. So we're going to keep going here. Now, he'll probably bleed to death. Let's see. I could use his ultimate and just take him out totally, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna pop Deadpool for a big chunk. And the reason I'm going after Deadpool is insanely annoying in some of these Dark Dimension nodes if you don't take care of him right away. The first time I was going through Dark Dimension 2, there was a node where there ended up being 4 of him on the field, and basically it was a non-stop loop. I had to basically do the whole node over again because basically he will heal himself on when he's got debuffs and purge himself of those debuffs, and so he's basically always healing himself up back up to max. And Minn-Erva, all of her attacks put debuffs on him, so it was terrible. So you gotta kind of, that's kind of a downside to when you have Minn-Erva in here, is that she's going to put debuffs on Deadpool. And in Dark Dimension 2, Deadpool likes the debuffs because it allows him to heal a lot. All right, so we're going to do this. Spread that bleed. Yeah, if you can get Hela for Dark Dimension 2, it's going to be kind of hard. When you're in that early level, I mean, Hela is a late villains farm. Was it 7-6? So it's highly unlikely you'll have Hela. But if you do get her, she is bloody amazing. And she's one of the must-have characters in Dark Dimension 3. All right, let's see. Let's work on this Meghead cable back here. And then let's blow up and get some more bleeds on him. Now, when I did Dark Dimension 2 the first time, I was able to get through. Like I said, I had Ronan here, and then I had Groot back here. Groot was my cleanser. And if there's any kind of a demand, I can show you. Actually, I may do a video on my Dark Dimension 2 team. Let's see, can we get rid of Ultra? Yeah, we can. Gear 14 Ultron for the win. All right, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave him alone because you'll see how much he heals. I'm going to go ahead and just hit him, though. And then, well, he didn't heal. Okay. That shocked me. Wow, he left his, he didn't purge himself. Usually he removes all his debuffs and heals massively. So, there may be something on his kit that's like a % chance or something. But I'm gonna go after him again just because he's still on. And he wasn't playing along. Knock back his turn meter. Alright. And the more debuffs he gets, the more he'll tend to heal, so. Boom. Bye. Hey, look, we got 18 more to go. Alright. But see, Minn-Erva keeps the team going. She's just constantly healing. And every time you're killing somebody, you know, she's out there healing somebody. Swing and a miss. Goodbye, Spider-Man. So, and it's just all so lovely. Ooh, you see a blind on that? Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Let's go after Loki, because Loki can make, you know, one of us turn on ourselves. There's always an outside chance that he could. I could bring in one more Ultron minion, but I never do. I guess I could. I mean, having one more in the field would make things go a little bit faster. Knock back that 10 meter. Knock it back some more. More debuffs. Nah, you know what? I use blind more in the in my first run. But, you know, don't really need to worry about so much here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring in one more. We have a slot for one more, so. This is the node. He'll probably heal himself up. Watch what happens. We'll just see. Wow, he didn't heal himself up again. Wow, okay. I'm starting to look like a liar here. That's right. He never did that for me, my goodness. He would always like, he was so annoying in this node. This is the one where there were 4 of them. And he was just constantly healing up. But naturally, when I'm going to do a video, all right, spam her ultimate again, get knocked down that 15%. Boom. And again, he did not heal. Wow, that's just, that actually annoys me. Well, it doesn't, but it kind of sort of does, only because I'm thinking to myself, my goodness, how difficult a time that one time was where they just were just like this constant healing. I had to redo the whole node from scratch. But sometimes it happens, I guess. Goodbye. I'm gonna avoid him just to see how much, if he heals this time. All right, let's blow up. By the way, that's where Hela and Minn-Erva work good together, because every time the undead minion Greg, as we call him, kills himself, she's getting that 20% speed bar. And you can't. Wow, he did not heal again. Wow, that just amazes me. Well, we're not gonna give him another chance. We still got a ton more to go. Some more fighting. This video's already long. People are going, well, we don't want to be on this long. These fights are long. They're very long. And there's another bloody daredevil. Now these Hawkeyes, they're kind of annoying because they can definitely, I probably should have saved that. But that's okay. Let's get some more Hellsteel from Minn-Erva. Yes, blow up. Speed up Minn-Erva. Now Minn-Erva's tech, so when you get her, you'll need to definitely, it's all tech gear that she needs for the mini uniques and rares. So I'm going after the Hawkeyes because the Hawkeyes are, they can remove buffs, like, you know, but they can also put blinds out and stuff. Yep. But this is what Minn-Erva, you could probably tell by now. I mean, every time an enemy is falling over, she's just healing up everything. And of course, working with, she has such great synergy with Thanos, with Star-Lord, with Hela. She works really well on this team. It's just, this is really good. The only reason I took out Thanos in other times and put in Carnage, and I took out Star-Lord and put in Symbiote Spider-Man, because it's a more debuff heavy team. But the downside is Minn-Erva in that kind of a lineup cannot, you know, she does not get to use her ultimate that much. But then again, symbiotes heal themselves up so fast. But she works quite good. This lineup is actually amazing, because I mean, to be honest, symbiotes are going to be, I didn't pay attention if he healed up earlier or not. symbiotes are going to be on their own little deal. So this team for me will get revived until I get Black Order. Yep, got blinds everywhere. Totally bites. She's not. But he is blind, so that was a waste. Yeah, putting blind out is a waste. And miss. Juice up. Alright, so see how much he healed there? We got to see it there. He healed a massive amount. So. And, well, we still got 7 bloody enemies, my goodness. This is one of those where you're like, I should have been, I should have been, skipping this or had it where it would go fast forward, you know what I mean? Just because it's so bloody long. It's so long. But these fights in Dark Dimension are pretty long. There's no doubt about that. And you look, see, another bloody old Daredevil. Down Daredevil. Deadpool. I can speak. Actually, you know what? I need to go after Ken. Alright, so we're going to steal health. Now, even though there's only 5 of them left, it's not a bad thing. Because at some point in time for Dark Dimension, I mean, you obviously want to have all your abilities if you're going to get through the fight without them all dying. But if you're going to get through the fight and everyone's still going to be alive and in good health, then, you know, at some point in time you got to start looking at just using basics. I think, yeah, he just healed up back to max, so. Anyway. Go in there, smack around. Boom, boom, boom. Dead. Dead. I love it. The bleeds are insanely awesome. So now we just got to get working on her. But that's where Thanos and Star-Lord come in to help her charge that up. So at this point in time, this is when I'd start going basic only. Now, fortunately, you know, I can definitely tell it's been a long time since I've done this node. But I can definitely tell my characters are even more powerful than they were before. ISO 8 definitely makes a difference in doing Dark Dimension. Alright, so Minn-Erva killed him with a basic. And, alright, we'll just, annoying. Spider-Man will dodge more often than you can shake a stick at. But we're going for basics here. You never see an enemy dodge more than in one of these kind of nodes. It is like amazing how often they seem to dodge. Of course, a lot of it may be confirmation bias, but you just see dodge, dodge, dodge. I should have used his buffing ability, but that's okay. Do it now. Alright. So now then it's a matter of just killing the last Smeg head. And I did have one time where the first time going through a Dark Dimension, there's other nodes with Daredevil. See how he just healed himself up to max. And Minn-Erva, like I said, Minn-Erva is always going to put a bleed on him, so every turn he was healing himself up. But there was one fight in the first time through where I only had the one Deadpool and to fight, and I basically had to put it on auto and walk away. And I came back 30 minutes later, and they still hadn't killed him, but they did shortly thereafter. So, but that is it. You got to see Minn-Erva in action. Hopefully that was kind of helpful to see why Minn-Erva is such an amazing character, and why, you know, I realize that if you pay for her, if you pay for Minn-Erva, you're giving in to the frustration mechanics because they've got her locked behind the paywall. I get that. But if you don't mind spending a little bit of money in the game, every once in a while they'll have like a deal where maybe you get like 50 character shards for $5, or I think there was one where it was like 50 for $3. But yours truly did, I will admit, spend money to get her unlocked one of the expensive packs. But because she doesn't need red stars, she even at 3 stars, she's really amazing. I didn't mention this at the beginning. I apologize. I should have done that. But she's really good, even at 3 stars. And putting the 3 red stars on her made her just a little bit better when it came to the healing part. But after that, she really doesn't need red stars. Red stars will help her, but she doesn't need them. And like I said, she doesn't need any T4 mats, ability mats. So, you know, Minn-Erva's is amazing. Top 10 character for sure. And definitely worth having in Dark Dimension 2 if you can get her, and for Dark Dimension 3 for sure. So anyway, if you liked the video, if you found it helpful, give me a like and give my page a subscribe. Also, there's my anime and manga blog at anime.AstroNerdBoy.com. Let me know if you like the character series. Let me know your thoughts on Minn-Erva in the comments below. We'll see you in the next video.